Hi, my name is James Nielsen. This is for FTT114, and today's date is October 24th, 2024. In today's video, we will be forming our Kydex sheet into a holster. As you can see, I've already went ahead and blocked out my PSA dagger, and I plan on doing a taco style holster. So I have everything blocked out and taped up already, as you can see. Some of the materials I used for blocking were just scrap wood I had laying around. I used a dowel up here for the sights. Just a little thin piece of scrap pine that I was cutting to make little pieces. Scrap piece of ash, which is what I actually used to fit around the trigger guard and my light. So just show you a couple pieces of that blocking material, and I think we should be good to go on it. I've never made a holster before, so this will be all new to me. I'm hoping that the retention will be right here in this inset groove area. So we'll see how that works out. And then I plan on putting like 2 retention screws down here. I have somewhat of a drawing of how I kind of want this to turn out. So we'll see what happens. Now school sent a few different style clips. I'm gonna go ahead and use this belt clip, and I have blocked up this area to go ahead and accept that. First thing we're gonna go ahead and do is measure out our Kydex. We're gonna head on up to the bandsaw and get this cut down to size. Alright, let's head back down to the shop and get this Kydex heated up. Alright, so as we can see, this should fit nicely, and we should have plenty to fold over. So I have a little oven here. I'm going to go ahead and set to 350. And got a pan, some parchment paper, and we're going to go ahead and set our Kydex on there. And we're going to get it tossed in our little oven here. Now we do have our digital thermometer here, so we can keep track of how hot it is in there. I do have it set to 350, so we'll just have to give that some time, and once it's up to temperature, we'll come back. We'll get it slammed into our press, get our gun in, get her clamped down with our squeeze clamps, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I totally screwed up the first one. Remember, I was trying to do a taco, and I way overheated this. It shrunk down so much I wasn't even able to fold it, and man, it just didn't turn out. So we have a new piece. It's our last piece, so we better do it right this time. So I think what I'm gonna do is get this back in the oven. I'm gonna turn the temp way down, and we're gonna slowly increase the temp until we get it up to the proper temp. And then we'll go ahead and get it in and get it pressed. And in the process, one of my clamps broke, so I grabbed a couple extras. So let's give this a round 2. And we're gonna actually keep an eye on it this time. Now we're looking to get around 330, 350 for our temp. That last piece, I wasn't paying attention. I set the oven for 350, but I checked the temp when I pulled it out, and the Kydex is all the way up to 400, which is the melting point. That's why the one side of it looks so shitty. So we definitely want to keep an eye on this. Right now we are approaching the 200-degree mark, and I have the oven set to 250, so we might have to crank her up just a little bit more, but like I said, we're trying to get it slowly built up, and I have the door open. We're at 330 in the back, so I don't want to get too much hotter than that. All right, let's get this thing laid in. Hope this clamp don't break. We're gonna put some other clamps on here as well. These clamps are not the ideal situation. Let's get this off, it's getting hot. But I think it'll work. All right, let's give that a little bit of time to sit. I did notice a little bit of flex in this top plate because of the single hinge, but like I said, this wood's very strong and hard, so I don't think I'll have any issues with it. Give that some time to cool down, and be back in a minute. All right, so I had just removed all my clamps from the press here, and we have our mold. Looks pretty cool. Dang, that thing clicks in nice. So I think once we get everything all cut up, cut size, cleaned up, get our retention screws in there, this is gonna be a pretty sweet holster. I love how that turned out. What we do next is go ahead and undo all of our blocking, and we can go ahead and test it into our mold. You can see that's how I installed the front, or installed the sight dowel, is I just cut a notch in there with my bandsaw so it could fit over that front sight. Now, I will say that this is obviously an empty gun. I left a magazine in it just to keep this from crushing down any while we were doing the press. But let's see how she fits in there. I like it. It feels nice too. It's got good solid retention. It's definitely gonna wear away my hydro dipping job on these edges here, because this is where the deep retention is. But man, it turned out pretty nice. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this week's project. I love how it turned out. It has awesome retention. Once I get some retention screws in there, get this thing all cleaned up, cut to size, get it kind of looking like my my drawing here. You know, you can see it. You'll see it come to life. But that's it. My nice Kydex holster mold. First one didn't go so well, but this second one turned out pretty sweet. So I'll see you guys next week, and thanks for watching.